What's up, West Ham United fans? We've just watched the Mighty Hammers draw 1-1 away at Burnley at Turfmoor. A dagger to the heart, 85th minute equaliser from Chris Wood. Joined by my good mates, Luke Bailey and Anthony Baker. Boys, I just want to get your thoughts. Luke, first of all, quick thoughts and analysis of the game. What did you make of it?
It was far more enjoyable than the Swansea game, put it that way. It was a very watchable game. A few mistakes here and there, including Carroll. Creswell could have done better for the equaliser, but he got done at the end of the day. You can't help that sometimes. You've got to take it on the chin. But yeah, far better the game. There's a lot of talking points regarding reaction and mistakes and stuff like that. But I think tactically it was kind of on point, much better than the last game. But yeah, gutted to lose the 2 points we could have got extra. But overall, I enjoyed that a lot more than the Swansea game. I don't know what you think, Anton, but yeah, I'm in that boat.
I agree. I did enjoy it a lot more than the Swansea game. It's not hard to enjoy a lot more than that,
Exactly.
but I thought the setup was. I was happy with the team selection, happy with the setup to start with, and then I mean you can't but not be gutted when you're 5 minutes from victory, even with 10 men. To go and potentially just draw the game. Of course, at the beginning of the game, I think a lot of fans would have taken a draw, but I can't help but just be so deflated and gutted. And one of my kind of big talking points will be the substitutions coming to the end of the game and how they affected it, in my opinion.
And yeah, with regards to that, because obviously Chicharito wasn't happy coming off again, and I spoke to you a bit earlier, and we both agreed that the Sacco change was a strange one. I think Chicharito is the main goal scorer. He's got to stay on the pitch the whole time, and I think at that point in time, it might have been better bringing on the likes of Mark Noble just to shut up shop and just make sure we get the 3 points. Instead, we've gone with Sacco. I don't know what you thought. What do you think Bilic's reasoning behind that would have been? Because I have no idea why that.
For me, I really don't know why either. Like Chicharito, in my opinion, well, it really should be in everyone's opinion, is the main striker at the club. He's the main finisher. He can get a goal at any minute, any time. And I don't see the benefit. A lot of people were saying that he was running them down the flanks. He was, but he was forced to, and he was doing a decent job anyway for having to be in that position. But when you need him potentially in the last 15 minutes, that's when he's even more effective than anyone. Now, if you're going to swap him or you're going to bring Sacco on, I would have preferred Sacco to come on for Antonio, who didn't look fit. But then that would have made sense with the substitution. So therefore, a Mark Noble substitution with the last 15 minutes when he's got fresh legs to come in and close the game down, to give the team a big Jamie up. Like it's just what we needed. And I mean, you can tell, and I don't care what anyone says, if he comes home the night before on a long flight, he's a professional footballer, he's fit, and his reaction told all the fans and told Bilic, don't take me off this park because I'm fit and I will try and get you a goal. So for me, I thought that was a crazy substitution.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't buy the whole he's travelled, he's not fit. He looked raring and ready to go. I mean, there's no excuse. It's an extra 10 minutes of his time. It's not going to kill the lad. I mean, he's fit, he's ready. And I think any half chance we had, I'd rather have Hernández on the pitch because he's going to bury it. 9 times out of 10, he'll bury it. One of the main talking points I want to talk about is the Carroll the 2 yellow cards that Carroll got sent off for. Luke, I want to get your take on it. What did you make of both yellows? Was Carroll? We've mentioned that he was stupid. I just want to get your thoughts on that. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I think the first yellow card is kind of just a typical header with the defender, which Carroll does every game, any game, all the time. I think it's probably a little bit maybe harsh to give him a yellow, maybe just give him a foul or just a bit of a talking to first of all. But once he gets the yellow card, I genuinely think that Bilic or management should have changed tactics and said, look, our main focal point for the target man is now 1 yellow card away from going off. Let's stop playing it that way and let's play along the ground, which I don't care what anyone says. I think Carroll's capable of playing that way. But in your own head, when you're on a yellow card, you don't go steaming into another challenge, even more reckless than the first time round, regardless of whether you should have got fouled with that one or not. And he's been a complete idiot. And the way he's done it is, I've seen the replay of the sending off the actual second yellow card, and he's just a complete steam trained into the defender. And no matter how much you want to say the first foul maybe should be given, should be not be given, you're an idiot for doing it in the first place. So I think Carroll's got to take on the chin there and say, hold his hands up and say, do you know what, I've been an idiot, I shouldn't have done that. Whether he does or not, I'm not sure. And saying that though, you know, when he went off and we were down to 10 men, I was surprised because we seem to play better football without him on the field and down to 1 man less. So, it was kind of a blessing in disguise in a way, because we almost scored with that Antonio, with that 1-2 touch passing, which would have been goal a month at least. Back West Ham way, and unfortunately we didn't go in, and it would have killed the game off. But I thought he was an idiot for the second. I think we should take tactics for rather than keep lumping up to him again and potentially giving a red card, which we did in the way.
Yeah, I think Carroll's got that in him. I don't know what it is, but he on a yellow card, he's that type of player that's going to make stupid slide tackle, or he's going to raise an elbow, and something's got to change in his game, because sometimes he gets him into order. But I think we have to praise the way we responded to the card, the way we played with him, and I think we defended brilliantly. Yeah. I've never seen us defend that well.
Really well, the good communication, and I can start to see, like, I've not been that positive regarding Jose Font, but I see a slight partnership with him Reid, and sorry for Reid still at the back, because I just think he's not been supported, and hopefully he is getting supported. But the point is Obiang, because I honestly thought he was fantastic when he came on as substitution. He actually, in my opinion, was going to change the game and be more attacking, and he was the one kind of influencing the one touch, constant one touching, and then it went to Hernández, who passed to Lanzini, who shot across the goal, and Antonio was inches from tapping it in. And for me, that was kind of all stemmed from Obiang, and he was just came on to the game like a point proof. And it was a little bit like the Obiang that we've missed for a couple of games. Like, he's fit, he's raring to go, and he wanted to prove his point. So for me, I think personally he has proven his point, and hopefully is going to be put in there for the next game.
Yeah, I think Bilic has finally seen, it took him long enough, that Noble's place in the team is just it's not sustainable anymore. He's not a sustainable player. He's someone that can come on for the last 10-15 minutes and do a job, but the legs that Kouyaté and Obiang give you just can't compare. And I completely agree with you about the Obiang of old. I mean, he was brilliant today, spraying passes, so composed on the ball. The Obiang that we saw at the beginning, I mean, towards the end of our final season at the Boland, he was just fantastic, an engine in the middle. I think that's something that we've missed, because today I saw us, instead of passing backwards every second pass when Noble's in the team, we were looking, even with 10 men, Hernández was making runs, we were looking to go forward. What upset me was, and we had to do it, was I was really excited that Arnautovic was coming back. And then obviously with the red card and everything, we've had to change our formation, and Obiang's come on for him. He just can't catch a game. Arnautovic at the moment. I mean, what do you think about that, Luke?
Like you say, it was a bit like, I don't think he was having the greatest game in the first half anyway. He was a little bit hot-headed himself, but it did make me laugh a little bit, ironically, when I saw that he'd come off. I was kind of half expecting Antonio. I know he scored the goal, but like you say, he's looking 100% fit, and I think myself, well, maybe he should be coming off. But Antonio had a good second half. But in general, I thought he was a bit unlucky. But that was when you're down to 10 men, things happen like that. I mean, give him the next few games, maybe be a bit better. But at the minute, it does seem like it's not quite clicking for him, and that's a bit unlucky on his point of view.
Look, see, when you were mentioning there about Antonio, like he doesn't look fit, but the thing is, he's still one of our best performers on the park. Like, that's concerning for me slightly, because he's still a beast. He still gets the ball, he still goes forward, still takes on players, still gets by players. And to be fair to him, with the assist that Hart got, like, he never gave up. He was in that position going forward, tapped the ball around the keeper, hit the ball in the back of the net, and we were 1-0 up, and he just got that ability to never give up, and that's something that we is integral to our team just now. But yeah, he wasn't fit, and that's why with 15 minutes to go, I would have seen more benefit of bringing Antonio off, leaving Hernández up top. And again, I can't stress it enough, his reaction is enough alone for me to just get
he wasn't chuffed.
He's not chuffed, and it's not about, I don't think he's spitting the dummy. I think he's probably thinking to himself, because he wants to stay at the club, but he's just probably thinking to himself, like, I am the sort of player that needs to play every single minute of this game, because you put that ball in that box, and if I'm on the end of it, there's a strong chance I will score. And if you need that goal in the 90th minute, then that's what you do. And I would rather Hernández up there than Sakho up there. Still a case for having the two of them playing together in the future, but we were down to 10 men and something needed to change, and I don't think that was the right substitution for me.
The funny thing is I agree with what you're saying completely, 110%. But there is a part of me that thinks, well, the way the game was going, bearing in mind that we weren't going to get that many opportunities for Sakho or Hernández to get in the box for the opportunity like we had last week against Swansea, so that probably wasn't going to happen as many times as it would have done at home. We were still kind of having this thing, we're going to drag it out from the midfield and play it on the wings and waste as much time as possible to get over the line. Hernández was doing a great job, yes, but it's great having Hernández doing that job, but Sakho will do it 10 times better because he's that kind of player as well. Because Sakho's not really a poacher. He's more of an all-rounder, and he did a great job poaching the club against Swansea, but that's not really his game. And it might be on myself earlier and taking Hernández off later, because you're going to get the potential for that kind of Masuaku crossing the ball in for Hernández to score. You can bring Hernández off if you have to, but do it after you walk Sacco on, because you need to go, okay, well, Masuaku can try and do it sort now rather than Sacco. And if Hernández still comes in, you bring Sacco after. So he did it last week, do it again. Which I think kind of what he was trying to do. I agree. I do.
I think it's confusing. I think because there's 15 to go in game, and I think we'll have substitutions to close down the game, and do a straight swap with Hernández and Sacco made no sense. Like, there was no sense.
I predict it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But I didn't think he'd do it. I thought if you bring someone like Gary Hernández, but we did. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
But like always stated, like what other people are saying, that's the perfect time for him to go, no, come on, and get yourself fresh, get passion away from home. We're winning 1-0 against him. He would have lifted a lot of things in that team. I would have taken his backs to the keeper.
You got 3 men in midfield. You want a 3 centre midfield. You got Obiaki and you got a wing play.
It's a case of closing down the game. I think I feel like substitution with Sacco and Hernández to me didn't make sense for him to go with Tim.
Fair enough.
And I just think he needed to do something a bit different. It was either, Antonio was lacking it in the end of the last 15 minutes. Really was, and that would have been the substitution. You could have pushed that player elsewhere in the team and changed the formation about a little bit. And leaving Hernández up and then we bring Michael in. Although he only got 5 minutes, was it?
Yes, and I think it was another.
Yeah, so I sometimes feel like we're kind of close to getting there, and then something else just sneaks up. And
could it better, mate?
we just can't quite get over the line at the moment. Yeah, it's really frustrating. I think in his head when he's bringing on Masuaku, he's just thinking Masuaku go down the left, put in a piece of a cross and Sacco to the header. Like, I think that's actually what he's about. We couldn't really bring on Noble because, as Luke said, if we had 3 in the middle. That's not really what we're trying to defend, because Burnley, whenever they could, they got it wide and they were whipping in crosses. So we needed guys to help out Cresswell, and that's another thing that I personally think that Cresswell is very much to blame for their goal, and I'll tell you why. It's 2-on-1, okay? Antonio's tracking back with Cresswell, and he's got done, but in that situation, in the dying moments of the game, it is inexcusable for you to allow a cross into the box, and that just made me so angry and so upset. But to be fair, was a peach of a cross, great header. There were 3 centre backs in that box, and it missed all of them, and literally went straight onto the head of Chris Wood. So, just something we're going to have to take. And moving forward, Ant, what do you? I don't actually know who we're playing next. I'm all over the place at the moment. do you know who we're playing next? Brighton at home. Yeah. So I mean, if we can build on this, I think it's a good point. It genuinely is a good point away from home. They're decent at home. Yeah, for sure. But now going forward into the Brighton game, now that Carroll has got the suspension, Saka and Hernández have to start together. And Ant, what do you think about that? Are you chuffed about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm never chuffed to have a player sent off, and on the Carroll sending off, it's disappointing. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter as well with people saying Winston Reid, captain, should have been on top of Carroll. No, that's not, like, he's a captain, but you can't. To me, the first decision from the referee is the one that it shouldn't have been a yellow card, but it was. Look, I agree with you. Like, and then he shouldn't have gone steaming in doing it. But he's now out for the next game, and it gives Bilic an opportunity to do what the fans want, which is put Bilic and Hernández up top. And I'd be interested to see what happens, and if that changes the dynamics of the tracking back, and will they two of them be isolated and stay up top. So yeah, if anything, I'm happy we got the point. I would have taken it before the game. Disappointed we didn't win. Moving forward, I'm excited to see if he does give Hernández and Sacco a chance up top together. Luke?
Yeah, I think we've wrapped up pretty much everything we wanted to say. Luke, any final last thoughts that you'd like to add?
Just based on that prediction, I don't actually think, unless he brings Martinez in, I actually don't think we're going to see that partnership now, purely based on the fact that there's no substitute forward to bring on, unless you bring on someone like Martinez or someone who can play there. And in fact, you've got Lanzini back starting now. which could mean, and then obviously Obiang come in today and played really, really well. So I think it could be reverting back to 2 holding midfielders, Lanzini attacking, Antonio and Arnautovic on each wing, and then Hernández up front or Saka up front. I can't. It's just for the last last half an hour I've sort of switched. There's just little light bulbs going on. Thinking, hold on, Carroll's not, and who's going to be a sub now unless he brings Martinez on. So I'm hoping that we're going to see something change. I'd love to see that partnership, but then the part of me going, well, are we actually going to see it, or is he going to go for needs must now?
We've said this in previous videos. We have no idea what team he's going to go with, what formation he's going
Literally,
to go with. But I genuinely believe he still will go with 4-4-2 because if you look at his history, the way history repeats itself, he goes with a formation. What is it? We've conceded 1 goal in the past. How many games?
Yeah,
so it's something can get better, and I just think he's going to stick with the same formation. With that, he's going to probably bring Obiang and Saka in. But that's a prediction. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'll give you. So.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Anton Luc. It's been a pleasure, lads, and come on your lines.
Yep.